welcome back to another episode of Three Things,
Three Things.
with the
513 Pickers.
513 Pickers. That's us. I'm Troy.
Tanya.
That's Tanya. And yeah, so this has been going pretty good. We actually, our last video kind of got a little bit of traction, which I was excited about.
I was too. I mean,
I finally to Chicago.
I finally figured out how to share it on my Instagram page.
Well,
Took me a minute. Technically difficulties.
Yes. But we were excited. We had a good time on our trip to Chicago.
We had a great time.
We thrifted along the way. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you go back and watch our last video, which is our thrift trip, our first thrift trip of the year. And then watch this one because we're going to show you some of the things that we got and also some of the things that we sold while we were out of the office.
Yeah. So I don't know about other people and how they run like their pages or their eBay. If we're going to be gone for a long time, I guess we would put our eBay on vacation. But to be honest, I'm always in communication with my customers and followers. So it's always still selling stuff while I'm out. There's no stopping. It's a static 24-hour sale. Stuff is always ready to go.
Always rocking and rolling.
Ready.
That's the reseller world. Is always
and
always
then it's
ready
great,
to sell.
even if I'm out and somebody messages me something they're looking for.
Yeah.
That I can kind of incorporate that into my search as I'm thrifting too. Yeah. So that's kind of fun.
Oh, before I forget, before we start our three things, like and subscribe.
Please.
We got a really good influx of new subscribers. So thank you, new subscribers.
And make sure you're sharing too.
Yeah,
share with somebody else you think would find it interesting.
Write a little comment to us.
We would love to get some feedback and comments.
No, I don't care. We don't care about feedback.
Oh,
just comments.
Just
write nice things.
Just write nice things. Just don't be mean.
Don't be mean. All right. So 3 things. This is going to be things that we found on our trip, and then 3 things that we sold while we were gone.
Kind of, globe trotting.
I'll let you go first this time.
Oh my word. Okay, because it was Mother's Day this.
Oh yes, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll start with this one thing that I found. This is a milk glass bottle. The glass is milk glass, but it's also shaped like a milk bottle. Says the word milk on it.
Very cool.
As well as this hand-painted design. I hesitated on this one to pick it up because I thought this is like a home goods special or something. This just looked too modern to me.
Right.
But I'm glad I did pick it up because I learned a little bit more about it. It's actually Italian.
Italian.
And it's hand-painted.
Oh, wow.
And it's the name of the company is Igitassa. Igitassa was a glass company that started out making Chianti bottles.
Yeah.
So
Chianti.
I like how you read it like, yes, I agree with what you found. They started in 1949. So I just think that this is just so neat. Then the deeper I dug, there are like hundreds of these.
Oh, wow.
Different patterns, different things that they've made. So there's big collectors for this. I've seen some pictures where people have collected a whole wall full. They have this shape and they also have like 2 or 3 other milk bottle shapes.
Oh, nice.
But, and then different patterns that they've hand painted. They're all hand painted. I just thought this is fun. It's whimsical. It's very MCM looking. Yeah. The way the bird kind of reminds me of when I was growing up, I always liked on the Partridge Family. I always liked the bird. Like when they would start the animation on the show, I always wished, I don't know. I just like that kind of Danish sort of stick figure-y bird.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. So then I found that was just interesting to me because I'm looking for traditional,
yeah,
regular white milk glass, hobnail patterns.
Yeah, I would pass that up.
So, I really looked at it and it was only for the bird. The way that the bird is just, like I said, just little MCM looking. So I'm excited about that. And hopefully we'll find more stuff like that. I might find some more of these bottles. That would be really cool. Be on the look for these. Look out. Not look out. Look out.
Yeah. Bolo. And what'd you sell?
What did I sell?
Oh, you sold him.
I actually sold 2 of them.
You worked so hard on him.
Well, no, I already had this one. And then I got another one, which was painted a horrible mustard yellow.
It was awful.
Thanks for some of the videos out there from other sellers that talked about painted glass and painted ceramics. Just wash it. And it just peeled right off.
Nice.
So I was able to sell these. This is from Homco. Homco, they just did everything between the 70s and the 80s. This was actually a set. There's one that's like actually standing too. It's a peacock.
Yeah.
Ceramic, textured. They're just really neat. But Homco had all kind of owl sets, partridges, ducks, blah, blah, blah. This figurine thing was their bread and butter. And even there's like fancy swans. I think the thought was for people to, top of curio cabinets, the top of your big giant TV that sits on the floor.
I'm pretty sure my grandmother had something like that in her house or somewhere.
The gold pheasants.
Maybe that's what she had.
That was the other one. It was like either
my grandma was very
this person had this, by the way, or they had the gold one. Yes. We're going to show you a picture, and you all go, "Oh yeah!" I mean, it just was one or the two. Yeah. I don't know. Like the Homco people, they got to get back on the stick and start making stuff again.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't know, it was home interior designs. It was like Avon, but for home decor. And people had like parties in their house to buy and stuff like that. And these things were made for you to repaint as well. I mean, the thought was that you could, if you moved and the colors in your kitchen changed or this or that, then instead of buying all new stuff, you would repaint this.
So where did you sell that?
I sold on Instagram.
You sold that one on your
Instagram,
your IG page.
My IG page. So when the person bought this one, I say, hey, I have another one. She's like, oh, I'll take them both.
Nice.
So I'm excited to see, like, I can see them going like side by side in a bookcase or facing each other. I think it'd be really cool.
Very nice.
So it's very MCM, very, just to me, again, I love that, all those flowing lines. Love it. That's what I got on that.
Nice. Well, I'm going to talk about a few things that I found that if you went and watched the video of our thrift trip to Chicago, you saw these, me with one hand trying to take a video of these, but I found ties, and I think we've been talking about ties because I think they're really overlooked in the thrift shop. I think you go in there and you see everybody going through the t-shirts and you see everybody going through the shoes, the t-shirt bros. But I think the ties get overlooked, and somebody donated their late father's, I don't know, relative or whoever.
Yeah.
Beautiful tie collection. This was in the tie collection. This is a Christian Dior tie. The tag on the back, I'll put bigger pictures of it up there.
There it is.
Nice, solid green, beautiful polyester silk
and then
blend
it's
tie.
Embroidered too.
Yep, it's got the Christian Dior on it.
That's interesting.
Yep.
I mean, you just don't. I mean, I guess on the higher brands, that was something that we're used to now. But I think back then you didn't see that a lot. Absolutely.
And then this tie, it's definitely 1980s, but
it's kind of cool.
Hugo Boss. Has a little imperfection. It's got a couple stitches. So these ties will go for good money on eBay. But the Hugo Boss tie definitely has a really cool retro 80s vibe to it. But I found these, and I found about 2 or 3 more on that rack. But these were kind of 2 of the highlights from that.
But
so I was super excited about those.
Good ties, though. Good ties. Besides gifts, ladies, men, headbands. I mean, if you've got the long hair, the dreadlocks, the long, I mean, it just looks good. It looks polished.
So I was going online, and I was like, well, how much do Christian Dior ties? And I guess Travis Scott did a collab with Christian Dior and has like some cool ties. So those are worth like a lot of money.
Oh, we got to find those.
So,
hopefully we'll find those in the thrift store.
But yeah, that's like a one in a lifetime
type
opportunity.
Thing.
But these are really cool. Yeah. And then one of the things I sold was one of the items that we went over on our last 3 things.
Which was
the Letterman jacket. So it was
yes, that was so cool.
The Blue Ponies Letterman jacket with the cool pocket. Sweater. Yes.
Was a Letterman sweater, right?
Letterman, cardigan sweater.
Again, because we haven't seen sweaters in so long, we always just say Letterman jacket.
Yeah. And I sold this on eBay. I took a best offer on it, and I do take best offers every once in a while because I did make good money on it.
Sure.
So I wasn't like hesitant about taking a reasonable offer.
Right.
But the person had messaged me like 4 times, like just asking me questions about it. Sometimes you get questions from buyers, and you're like, "Ooh, I don't want to sell this to this person because they are just way too much." But this person was really sincere and nice, and they ask me questions and ask me, little, is that a pocket? And I don't know, I like went over it all with it. It was very cute interaction. So by the end of the day, we settled on a price, and that's what it was. I think I could have gotten a little bit more for it, but it was like one of those, I'm passing it on to somebody
who's truly gonna enjoy it and appreciate it.
Yes.
Sometimes I like that if they ask me specific questions and it kind of gives me this thought that they have a little knowledge about it, the item, it makes me more excited to sell it to them.
Absolutely.
Somebody who's going to take it and appreciate it. I had one market, I tried a whole like table of a lot of clear glass, and these old ladies were like older women, lovely women. How do you this? I was going to paint these and put them in my garden. You think I can paint on these? So like those kind of questions just make me go,
like, no,
oh,
no,
okay.
They don't take
go
paint.
Away.
They
won't
go
take
away.
paint. Go away. I don't know. Go away.
All right, so that was my first batch. Now you can move on to your second.
I can do something
batch.
now. Like I can be cool. Okay, found items. Planter, McCoy planter. You always tell it's McCoy because they would say it on the bottom. Well, there are some. I'm lying. There are some older ones.
You told me about the hidden McCoys.
There's hidden McCoys. There's McCoy that at one point partnered with like Floraline. So it actually is a Floraline McCoy. They made those for like, if you owned a flower shop, you could buy that range of pots, and that would be your higher range when you would do when you would do the centerpiece or something like that. Obviously, that'd be like the upper tier in your flower shop. This is a very popular pattern, the basket weave. The basket weave, so many colors. So if you don't know about planters, there are people who just love them. They love having all these different shapes, sizes, colors. When I started looking at vintage planters, I was more familiar with the ones that were shaped like animals.
Oh.
I mean, just growing up, that's what I saw. And I was like, okay, that's kind of not for me. I don't know. I put that in my house. And then diving in and learning about these other, more this basket weave pattern in this rose color is from 1950s.
Oh, okay.
The 50s era. And for those who don't know about McCoy, McCoy is actually founded here in Ohio. They started in 1899.
Oh.
So I guess they know what they're doing.
Maybe.
But I know that it's funny because you're always trying to help me when we find, the McCoy pottery, and you're like, da, 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 da. And I'm like, Troy, it's not about the knowledge. It's these people that collect and they know which shape. That's the only shape they collect. Or they like all this pattern. Or I only buy this color. Like it's very personal, I guess. So it's weird with the planter. It's very like, now I'm just buying all of them. But there's some people like, I only buy basket weave. Or I had somebody contact me about the teal. I found a whole good group of McCoy a couple months ago. You helped me with that. Nice. And she said, just send me a picture of the teal ones.
Yes, I did. I did help you.
So, Patrick, there, I'll patch you for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But they have an array of different colors and shapes and vases, planters,
and bookends. It's perfect time because everybody's. I went to the Lowe's the other day, and it was like so many people buying flowers and everything. It was crazy.
It's too much.
Like little plants and little planters like that.
Yep. The other thing, I'm excited about that. I'll put some cool pictures up about McCoy. I sold 4 decanters.
Oh.
I love to buy decanters. I don't discriminate. I buy glass ones. I buy ceramic ones. I think they're just jewelry for your bar area.
Sure.
I think they look cool. They look great. So these 4 that I sold, they were like 4. They were pastel colors, and I'll put it on the screen. They were called.
Put it here.
Yeah, put it right here. I'll put it right here. So I'm going to refer to my notes because I do sometimes. So they were Ezra Brook decanters.
Oh.
Ezra Brook. So as not a big like whiskey, wine, whatever spirits person, I didn't know about this. Ezra Brook. So people really, really were drawn to these collections.
Yeah.
Not only did they like the product, so they would release things as like, we're kind of used to it now. You'd have the limited time release of a collection, and people really saved them, collected them,
Yeah.
decorated with them, wanted all the colors.
Ones, Ezra Brooks,
And they had,
there's a couple other ones out there.
So they had, this one was more like these oval shapes of patriotic or friendship, and they'd say some different things on there. But their most popular was their ceramic line. They had one that's like the King and the Queen of Hearts.
Oh yeah,
that's like there are other ones. Then I'll throw some of them up there that people are really excited about and really wanted those.
Funny story about decanters.
Yes,
we were once on a garage sale day up in Dayton, and I bought a decanter, and I think it was an Ezra Brooks decanter.
Yes,
and
it was Jim Beam. I think.
It was Ezra Brooks.
Oh, okay.
And I put it in the back of the car, not realizing that it still had alcohol in it.
No. We are driving, and this is we're doing it. Driving to the next one. We're barely putting the car in park, getting out. And I was just like...
Started to smell like a distillery in her car.
And I was like, Troy, what do you think that is? He goes, I don't know what you put in your car. And I'm like, I don't... Because who would have imagined...
Yes, it was from 1970 something too,
and it was
still
full.
Had no clue that it was like that, so it spilled. Luckily, it didn't spill all the way. It spilled about halfway out,
enough to smell up the whole entire car.
Smelled up the car, and then I did try to drink it, which was
he invited some of his friends over and tortured them with it.
My bourbon-loving neighbors came over, and we tried a little bit of it, and we decided it was probably better to strip paint with that than it was to drink it.
No, thank you.
It was not good. It was not good. I'm surprised we didn't die after that.
I'm not surprised you didn't really do some damage. I'm sure you did.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go over a few things kind of in a quick succession. This is gonna be my media time. So I picked up 2 books and an album. So the album first it's not a valuable album, but it is Elvis Costello.
It's cool.
It's awesome. Cool. It's in great condition. This is the what is it called? Imperial Bedroom, which it's hard to read on there, but it's called the Imperial Bedroom.
Okay.
Came out in 1982. But Elvis Costello, British punk rock icon. Cool album cover, though. Definitely screams 1980s. I found that, and I was excited about it.
But that's one of the ones that you frame in those new album frames that you can take it out. That's just great artwork.
There is a version of this album that does go for like $40 or $50.
Okay.
This is not the one. This is just the regular version. It goes for like $10. But
I still think it's
cool. Going into my collection anyways.
I'm not going to poo-poo it. I think it's
another
cool.
one that's going into my personal collection is Johnny Cash. Man in Black. And if you ever come and do karaoke with me, I will sing some Johnny Cash songs. Ring of Fire is one of my favorite ones to sing. But I was excited just to find this, and the books were in the shop were $0.25 a piece.
Yes.
So I was happy with I know I don't talk about price, but this is my personal collection.
So
it was a quarter.
Exactly.
It was a quarter. And then last but not least is the Larry Bird biography, Drive. Being a boy who was raised in Indiana, we all love Larry Bird.
Isn't it mandatory?
It's mandatory that you love Larry Bird if you're from Indiana. French Lick, Indiana. Just a cool guy and cool book. But then I opened it up, and on the inside, I put this on our video, our thrift trip video, but it is signed. And I am extremely excited that it's signed. But I'm also a little bit leery.
You're leery because it's like, is it a printed signature? Is it a regular signature? It bled through. Well, then there you go.
I can see where it overlaps, and you can even see a smear on here. You can't see it.
Normally I just kind of think, wow, is it printed? But you found it in the right area.
Yes.
Of the right state and the right area.
Some of the letters, I did look at some of his autographs where he from books and larger print autographs. Some of the letters do match up, but the D on the end does not match any of his signings. And so I'm like,
let's keep investigating.
I want it to be real.
Keep it positive.
You know what? In my own mind,
it is.
It is real.
And he wrote it to you.
And it's going to go with the Johnny Cash book.
He wrote it to you.
And if somebody comes over to my house, I'm going to tell them that's a real autograph.
And you met him, and he signed it just for you.
But I will not sell it.
No.
without authentication. So
Yeah, absolutely.
That is
That's
one of
not what. Yeah.
yeah. I've sold a Pete Rose,
Mm-hmm.
and today Pete Rose is actually big news about Pete Rose
What's
today.
happening today?
Is he got reinstated into Major League, so
There
now
you go.
he can
And
do
there
all the
you
Hall
go.
of Fame stuff.
He can do all the Hall of Fame
Yeah,
stuff.
R.I.P.
Doing too much right now.
R.I.P.
But
But his, I did sell his because his is a very common. We live in Cincinnati, and his is very
so
common.
they're everywhere.
So it was easy to authenticate, and I sold that one pretty quickly.
Mm.
So the thing that I sold while we were away is something that we picked up. I dragged you to that estate sale up in Miamisburg, where the records.
Oh yes,
and I picked up the Donald Byrd Blackbird record, Blue Note records from 1972, 73. But I picked that up there, and I was excited about it when I picked it up, and it sold pretty quickly too. So I sold it for some decent money.
Yeah, you put in the time and effort.
Donald Byrd, great musician. I love his music, number one, but I'm glad it came through our house. I was able to listen to it and send it on its merry way. But anytime I see Blue Note records, I'm like, I get so excited about them. And so that one sold pretty quick for us, and I made some good money on it. So,
but I also think
out the door
you kept it out of a landfill. You kept it out of, becoming those people who melt the records on make bowls out of them and stuff like that. You saved it from any of that. It'll go to someone who appreciates it. Yes. That's what it sounds like.
Yes. So in the last few minutes, you figured out that I am an alcoholic and I like to do karaoke. So
I don't know why.
I apologize.
And I'm a hoarder.
For sharing too much.
And I'm a hoarder. And I'm scatterbrained. So, okay, let's get back to this. Okay. Sold. I'm going to go with my sold. It's not here, but I sold Pastoria instead of 5.
Do you have a picture of it?
Water goblet. Yeah, it's up there over your face.
Oh, it's over my face again.
I love oversized heavy glass from the 70s. Like, these are some other examples of Pastoria and water goblets, and they're just so great. And I just love how they look. They're like jewelry for your dining table.
Very nice.
Pastoria is just amazing, and it has so many. And I just love finding all that kind of glassware. It's just better than what we have now. Honestly.
It is very nice.
I mean, and in general, like, it's just better quality and heavier, and it just makes a statement. Put desserts in them, all kinds of stuff. I think it's really cool for a party. Last thing I found, I'm super excited about it. I found this carved, and I'm going to put some detail shots up. It's a carved wood tray. It is just so beautiful. I'm going to give it some love, little wood restoration, put it all, but because it's made so well, it's not going to be that hard for me to fix it, and not really fix it, just bring it back to life. One thing that I love about finding just kind of like handicrafts from other countries, this one's a South American. This is from South America. It's just so cool. What I hate, hot take, I hate to say it, but when you get something from another country and it has like the country on the front of it, it's part of the.
I like the ones the ones that say Mexico.
I don't.
And you're like the Jamaican stuff.
Yeah, and Jamaicans put it all over there. I want it on the back because I want to appreciate the art. The name distracts me. Like, when I think about wood that I love, like, I love handicrafts, woodcrafts from India. Like, I always know this is the Indian, because they just have that certain style. And I'm all for the little sticker on the back that says made in India or made wherever. Yeah. I just like, they're just so beautiful. And I just like, this one's got brass inlay. This one has some bone inlay.
What?
This one,
yeah. That's like real metal in there.
Oh, yeah. So somebody really took the time to do all this. And I want to appreciate that without it saying, like, Myrtle Beach or something.
No souvenir stands.
The souvenir stands. I understand that they're for souvenir purchasing. It's for tourist stuff, but it does drive me crazy. So when I did pick this up, I was afraid it was going to say, Nicaragua or something, which, no offense, would love that, but on the back. But this one does not, but it's definitely South American. The border's amazing. The whole thing's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I mean, just look at the close-ups. I'm going to post some of those here.
Post it all in my face again.
I'm excited for all this stuff to get listed and for you guys to learn more about this kind of stuff and ask me questions.
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely.
Because on my IG, I love getting requests. I love answering questions. I love that kind of interaction.
Yeah.
And that's, just something really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
I found, oh, no, I'm going to do something I sold first so then I can finish with what I found. So I sold this Lee Ryder's jacket.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. I think I had previewed it on another video some time ago, or maybe even a short, but it came from the estate sale that we went to in Coleraine, which I'm excited because they said part 3 is coming up of that estate sale. But I bought this in a whole lot of jackets. And this was kind of one of the this was kind of one of the good surprises from that, because the lot of everything, I've already sold like 3 or 4 jackets out of that lot, and I've made up my money for everything that we bought in that estate sale.
I think were my pots part of that a lot.
Yes,
the McCoy pots.
Yes, those McCoy pots.
And I sold like 5 of those. So
yep. So I'm excited
looking up and up
to start bidding on that estate sale, because the house was so big and so packed full of stuff, and they said there's tons more clothes. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited about a few things that I found. So I found a couple pair of camouflage pants, and these are really cool. Probably Army issue camouflage pants. These have the trouser lining, insulated lining on the inside. I'll put some bigger pictures up there. But these are really cool. I think these are probably post-Vietnam issued. But these are great for people who, I think they sell pretty good on eBay. This pair right here.
You see where the insert would go.
They're completely adjustable, and the length's adjustable and everything.
I would like my pants to be completely adjustable.
Toggles on there.
I would need those.
Both pair were in great condition. Both pair.
And you found those pretty quick. I remember you were running through the store.
Yes.
You've got a great eye. You pick it up so fast.
Absolutely. My parents live in a small town, and they have a thing called the Bargain Basement. We won't tell you where it's at because it is a money hole.
No.
But I found some of those in the Bargain Basement.
Dun, dun.
And thrifting goes back generations for me. So my grandfather got me into it, but my great-grandmother actually worked at the Bargain Basement when I was a kid, 40-something years ago. So this is the Bargain Basement's in my blood.
It's in your blood. I gotta have it.
And then one of the things I always like to point out is that if it's funky, I buy it.
Sure.
So these pants here, this is actually denim. So these are denim.
Okay. I did not realize that when you picked them up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Funky pants. I love these.
I
wish they were
just
a little bigger. They'd be my size.
I thought they were just a cool pair of plaid pants that I could tell were vintage. I did not. Yeah. This fabric lays so well and has such a good drape to it. Yep. I didn't think that was denim.
It is really denim, shocked. and I'm glad you're shocked, because it makes me feel like I know things.
You know stuff.
I know things. Look at me.
Stuff. Look at you.
But these were just a cool pair of pants.
That's very cool.
If it's funky, it stands out to me. And
then I got to wear with this.
Yeah.
And then I got to
wear the Christian Dior tie
with that. I got to listen to my Elvis and my Costello record.
If you were listening to Elvis Costello, you have to wear this tie.
Oh, do I?
This is.
And then I have to wear the little black hat.
Absolutely. So that is my 3 things.
We've still got tons more. We found so much stuff. We basically can't even pack it in. We had to start listing it. We've had 2 shows. We had Vintage City Flea. Then we went thrifting, and then we had another smaller show.
Our setup for our the vintage show for City Flea. That was a really cool setup.
That was a great fun time.
Yeah, great fun time there. But we did this place called Pink Flamingo. We did a little pop up
vintage there. Market, kind of a pop up market. Kind of just run through some of my smalls and things like that. Still made a lot of contacts. People just were really interested in what I had to offer. It was fun.
Yeah, we got rid of some stuff too, which I always like. A little bit, some stuff. There's a timeline to things, bring out a little too long.
There is a season.
They gotta go. They gotta go. So, all right. What else? Anything else, T?
Nothing else from me. I'm too busy selling, making magic.
We have been selling. My sales have been decent this week, so they were kind of slow there for a few seconds, but
they were. But I think that like I say. There's no tariff on vintage. I think people are trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
As far as buying presents for people, and those things are happening early and turning.
Some uncertainty in the markets and stuff like that. So people aren't necessarily buying the collectibles right now, but there's always a need for clothes. There's always a need for things, useful things.
But I do see that the people are buying ahead for gifts.
Yeah.
Putting stuff up for the more
that's
usual.
what you should do.
That's what you should do.
So go to our links. It's in. I don't put them in the show notes anymore. They're just in our profile. So if you go to our profile, go to the links for our pages. We sell on Instagram, eBay, make sure you guys follow us. Make sure.
And you have all those things.
Yes, my Depop's so. Don't go there.
Okay.
Yeah, go to my eBay. Go to my Poshmark.
Poshmark.
Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe. If you've made it this far in the video, put a little comment down there for us. Just say hi. Just say
hi. Tell us where you're from.
Say
hi.
What items that we showed you that were your favorite today. If you have a little favorite item, give us your own little thrift story. We're open to talking to people too on there.
We're trying to network out here.
We're trying to network. So anyways, thank you guys from the 513 Pickers. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thank you.